meetings. Now I'm going to talk to you about how do you reclaim big time in terms of travel, because many of you might go around a neighborhood, might go around a city, or might go around the country or globe to be able to do business meetings. And when you do, one of the things that you'll find is that of paramount importance to how productive you can be is how much time it takes you to get between places and how much time it takes you to travel. We've set it up so that by using this add-in with confirmed, you have a way to be able to use two methodologies: strategic travel optimization and artificial intelligence expert systems travel optimization, about potentially saving hours a day by being able to optimize the way you set up and go between your meetings. And I'm gonna, I've got this on my slides, but instead of going it on the slides, let's do a live demo on this one. So we've got that same page that I have on that slide up here. It's called Coffee in Manhattan. And in this particular choice, a little bit different than the one that I showed to Albert, I'm giving a choice of being able to go to Starbucks on Wall Street in New York, near all the big financial institutions, or maybe in Midtown near the Empire State Building to go to Panera. Now, as I roll over each one of these, it actually shows you which address it is. This week, I can choose a half hour or an hour long coffee meeting at either of those places. Let's go to next week where I can show it better. And you'll notice here, there's already holes in the schedule, meaning that I've got things scheduled there. So whoever gets this link is not going to be able to schedule over meetings that I've already got on my schedule. So they get this and they may say, you know what? I want to meet Dave on Wall Street, have coffee with him there. Oh, good. Starbucks, perfect. I'll pick Starbucks. Now, notice that when he picks the Starbucks, that automatically it filters down to say, David only wants to be in that part of town on Monday or on Wednesday, because it takes travel time to go between the two different areas. So I've got a choice of meeting him there. It only gives him the choice of meeting on Monday and on Wednesday. If in fact they choose Panera instead, I'll be in the other part of town on Tuesday and Thursday, thus being able to reduce my travel strategically by clumping my meetings together based upon what the location is. I know we have a lot of people in our user base in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. So the eastern suburbs have Lawrenceville, the western suburbs have Robinson Township. You can use it there. You can use it in shorter distances if you want. And you can even make this as discrete as hour-long differences. Typically, you'll do that no smaller than a half day. I want to be in this part of town in the morning, this part of town in the afternoon. So there are different things that you can do with that in order to make that happen. That's number one way to be able to do it. But let's take that a step further. And this looks a little different because it's using a slightly different part of the product that we have in there. So let's say that I'm willing to do meetings with my best customers throughout the northeastern United States, and that they're located in Pittsburgh or in Boston, or I've got my favorite pizza restaurant here in New Haven, Connecticut, which is give or take halfway between Boston and New York, or perhaps New York, or maybe even a Teams meeting. So I can offer them link-based meeting, and they'll see, hey, he's willing to come to me 9 in the morning till 5 at night any day. However, we know the way that these things really work. And when I go to one place, I can't be in another place at the same time. So let's say that Ted Williams, he's dead, but let's say that Ted Williams makes a meeting with me for lunch at noon. He played for the Red Sox, so of course he's going to make it at Fenway Park. We're going to have hot dogs. He makes it on Monday. Somebody else comes along. Let's call him Derek Jeter. His ball in New York, and has an apartment in Midtown Manhattan. It says, let's meet at that same Panera at noon for lunch. So already we know that I can't be in Boston on Friday and I can't be in New York on Monday. So the next person comes along and says, Boston, when can you meet me? I'm glad to meet you at Fenway Park, but it takes away the option to meet me on Friday at Fenway Park because I can't get there from New York. And similarly, on Monday, it doesn't allow me to meet with them in New York because I'm in Boston. Okay, well, that's simple so far. By the way, this is using artificial intelligence in order to be able to tell where you are before allowing them to book the meeting. Let's take it a step further here. Notice that it allows me, hey, I'm going to be at this Panera anyway. It's even allowing me to meet with you in the half hour before and the half hour afterward, directly contiguous, because I'm already there. I'm sitting there, and all they've got to do is come in the door. But I don't know if you noticed it, but that other New York coffee shop is also on the options that I'm giving this person. And that one's down in Wall Street. So that if they want Wall Street, it's going to create a buffer for me that says it's going to take you a certain amount of time in order to get there from where you are in Midtown. So let's not let that person book you here, but we'll let them book you in the morning and in the afternoon so that you have time to go there. And it's give or take, depending on the time of day, 30 to 40 minutes to get there. So it gives you plenty of time to get there with a little bit of buffer. Now let's take it a step further. Suppose you want to go as far away as pizza with this guy for lunch. Now you'll notice that it takes you longer to get there, so that it is added time to your travel using this AI, and it won't let them book it there earlier than 2:30 so that you can get to New Haven from New York, and it won't let you leave later than 10 o'clock from your meeting in New Haven in order to get to your New York meeting, so you're there on time. So it gives you that kind of buffer. We can even go farther out and say, what about Pittsburgh, which is give or take 8 hours away from New York, 7 hours away? And you'll notice that it doesn't give you the option on either of those dates to be able to book in Pittsburgh, because you can't get to Pittsburgh at all on either of those dates. But you can have a Teams meeting, and that Teams meeting can happen from either of those locations. So therefore, it's allowing you to do that. And in order to be able to get this kind of AI to be used the way we have it set up here, all you need to do is have the address of all of your meeting places set up so that we can use the AI on those meeting places, and to be able to use the appropriate link to be able to send it to them. There's zero additional setup that you need to do. And it'll be able to add that into Outlook, and you'll get those all managed for you, just like